I am really trying to stay focused, and my mind is going to wander, because a few days ago, we got the call that my husband's green card came in. Woo! And a lot of people in this room know what that means. That means to a family. But before I begin, I just want to repeat, because I just like the way it sounds. La primera presidenta Latina en la historia de mi sindicato. I am the first Latina in the history of the NEA to be president of the NEA. Yay for me. Yay. Yay. So I am the president, but I know who my bosses are. I'm wondering if there are any NEA members, educators in the house right now. Go like that, jump up and down. Yes, there you are. That's the way it works. So, and by the way, that's how democracy works. You can be the president, but you have to know who you're working for. You're working for the people who elected you so that you can be that one voice. This is actually what democracy looks like, and it's what I want to talk about today. We talk a lot about the rights of citizens, the rights of people in our democracy, but along with those rights come a very important responsibility. The United States Hispanic Leadership Institute and the great Dr. Juan Andrade built this amazing organization as a nonpartisan organization that does not get involved in elections. You don't make recommendations in campaigns, but unfortunately, you gave me the microphone. And you said I could talk about anything that I wanted to, that I thought was important, and so I will not be speaking for USHLI. I will be speaking for myself and for the 3 million educators in America who are members, teachers, education support professionals, college professors, university and community college instructors. I'll be speaking for them, and I will be telling you from my heart, this country needs a new president. And I will tell you something you may not know. It takes courage to talk really directly about politics. I know that if I'm talking to a group of more than 3 people, that at least one of us voted for Donald Trump, and it wasn't me. I know that if I start talking about Donald Trump, and you like Donald Trump, I never judge people. I have no idea why someone may have voted for Donald Trump. That's not my business, but Donald Trump is my business. Donald Trump is the president of this country, and what he's doing to this country is my business. When I talk about Donald Trump, I'm not talking about you, if you like Donald Trump. I am talking about this man who, as far as I can see, is tearing apart everything we hold so dear in this pueblo unido. Donald Trump has made bigotry, racism, sexism, fear, and hate open again. And that made all of us on the other side of racism, sexism, bigotry, fear, and hate. That makes the Republicans and the Democrats and the men and women and the old and young and the educators and the advocates and all the people who believe in el pueblo unido. He's made us the foundation of what we did not understand was such a fragile democracy. In 2015, he started his campaign for president attacking Mexican immigrants as rapists, as drug dealers, and then the worst part of that horrible, horrible speech, he said, and this is a quote, "And some, I assume, are good people." some, I assume, because we don't know for sure, when his Trump University, I have to go university, was being sued for fraud, he said he couldn't get a fair trial in front of a particular judge who was assigned the case. Why? Because the judge's parents were born in Mexico. He said there were fine people on both sides of a white supremacist rally in Charlottesville, Virginia. He told 4 congresswomen of color that they had no right, quote, to viciously tell the people of the United States how our government is to be run. Congresswomen had no right to have opinions on how our Congress should be run. And then he suggested that these congresswomen go back to where they came from. The evidence is here. Muslim bans separating mommies from their babies on the southern border, attacking LGBTQ soldiers who were simply serving their country honorably. I run into people all the time who don't understand why my union, why the NEA, cares about political things, and I'm told so often, you really should just focus, Lily. Focus on education issues and don't worry about these political things. To my NEA members in this room, they never ask me to explain. They understand that I'm representing their voice. We are educators, and by the way, and I know you guys will back me up on this, we are so full of ourselves. We actually think we are the most important people in the universe. You know that, don't you? If you know your teachers, you know, yes. And it's because we do the most important work in the universe. And we know that. We know that in our bones. You are not our charitable work, students. You are the foundation of everything. You are our social justice beating heart. And we care about your report card. Sure, we do. We want you to get a good report card. But we want so much more. We are full of ourselves because we know that our work in serving you is the key to fulfilling human potential. It's the key to our civilization, and it is the key to our democracy. It's how you get a country of the people, by the people, and for the people. It's how you get critical thinkers who won't fall for the scams of a slick politician. It's how you get people understanding that, yeah, they elected those guys that have a nice title, but the people are the boss. That those politicians work for the people and for the common good of the community. I look around this room, and I just can't tell you how proud I am to be in a space where we look like America. Somos guapos. Yeah? Yes, we look like America. We live like America. Our stories are representative of the stories of America. I'm an Army brat. I'm the daughter of a Panamanian immigrant. My dad met my mom when he was stationed on the Canal Zone. I'm the wife of an aspiring American. I am the mother of a gay son and the dreaded mother-in-law of his husband. And my first job in a school was I was the lunch lady in a Head Start program. That's actually padding my resume. I was the salad girl. I wasn't up to hot food yet. But those kids would go through my line, and I'm putting food on their plate, and I'm going, you know, eat those peas, cutie poop. Come on, Superman, you could do that. Wonder Woman, you could do it. And the principal noticed that I liked to play with the kids when they went through the line. And when there was an opening as a teacher's assistant in the kindergarten. She said, "You want to do it? You want to try?" Yes! And I brought my guitar so I could sing with those little guys. And we'd sing every day our class theme song. Don't stick your finger up your nose, because your nose knows it's not the place it goes. And we sang it with dignity. And one day the kindergarten teacher looked at me, she said, "Lily, you're really good with these kids. Have you ever thought about going to college and becoming a teacher?" I was 20 years old. No one in my life had ever suggested to me that I should go to college. But once that thought was planted, I watered it every day. I was going to college. My parents didn't save up money for college. 6 kids, they never went to college. My dad never went to high school. He dropped out in the 8th grade. But I put myself through college on student loans and singing in every bar in Salt Lake City, both of them. And I became a teacher. I became a teacher. I am an excellent teacher. I am a fabulous teacher. I truly am full of myself. I do a really good job, and I love teaching. I taught in the suburbs. I taught in homeless shelters. I taught kids of every race, religion, color, gender, attraction, or identity. I taught them, and they learned from me because I loved them, and they knew it. And I know that's how your teachers feel about you, even when you think they don't. You are part of their story. And what you need to know is our stories are never finished. They're never written. Something I said to one of my 4th graders 20 years ago maybe planted a seed in her head. Maybe it helped her decide to do something or not to do something. I'm part of her story for the rest of her life, even if I don't know about it. And you are right now writing your story. Never think that you're waiting for something to happen, that you're waiting for your life to happen. You are powerful and writing a powerful story about yourself right here, right now. And tomorrow, you will live into that story. It's so much more fun talking about you than talking about Donald Trump, but I am going to make this go all the way back, because when people tell me not to talk about politics, when they say, if you talk about politics, it makes people uncomfortable, especially if they don't agree with you, I always tell them, it's okay not to agree with me. It's okay to say, here's the evidence I see. Here's why I think you're wrong. Let's talk about that. It's okay, and it shouldn't make you feel uncomfortable, but if it does, that's okay too. That's how we learn to grow. Politics isn't supposed to be comfortable. If you're really comfortable talking about politics, you have not expanded your Facebook friends. If everybody agrees with you and you're talking about politics, you're not doing it right. Politics is personal. Donald Trump is personal to me. He lives at that dangerous intersection of arrogance and ignorance. He is the epitome of privilege and corruption. And in my bones, I know we must have a new president. But I will tell you, this is not partisan for me. There are Republicans I love. A Republican personally gave birth to me. Think about that. But for some folks, they think of their political party like a team. You're supposed to cheer for them. It's like a game. This isn't football. No one should give blind loyalty to a team or to a person who gives loyalty to no one. Our loyalty must be to each other, to do great and good and diverse people who make up our nation. That's who our loyalty should be to. I see all around me a political strategy to divide us. And it's to get us to fear or even hate someone who doesn't look like us or sound like us or live like normal people look and live and sound. America is being tragically divided by what people in a certain realm of power think is normal. And we're supposed to fight against what's not normal. But why should you and I let anyone define what's normal? Maybe we can redefine normal to be what we all have in common, what unites us regardless of race, culture, religion. We all want to make a living wage for an honest day's work. We want to go to the doctor when we're sick. We want every school to look like our best public schools and have the doors of opportunity equally accessible to all. We want the planet to survive. We want our kids to breathe clean air and drink clean water. Maybe what's normal is what we're all fighting for. And I will tell you what I'm fighting for. I'm fighting for an America that has never existed for too many Americans. Look at the silly red hat. Make America go back to some other time when it was great. Tell me the America you can go back to when it was better in the past if you were African American, if you were Latino. Where do you go back in the past where it was so much better if you were Native American? Where is it better for women? Where is it better for the poor? Where is it better for immigrants? There is no back you can go back to where it was better for so many of us. But I can tell you why I love this imperfect country. I would go back, as I constantly go back, to the poetry that has always united us as a nation. From the very beginning, we always said the right words, even when the people that said it didn't really mean it. From the beginning, we've always known who we were supposed to be. We always used words like freedom and justice for all. But some of the founders meant freedom for me, your property. Justice for me, you're a woman. Freedom and justice were not the most important words. The two most important words in the English democratic language: for all. That we hold these truths self-evident, that all of us deserve what the founders created for themselves. All, and constantly moving forward, not backwards, forward to saying, how do we enlarge what for all means? All we believe in is at stake. The future of everything we hope for ourselves, for our children, for our grandchildren, for me is at stake in election 2020. This country so needs you to show up. If you're a citizen and you're 18 or older, you are going to register, you are going to vote. No hay argumentos, es hecho. Just do it. If you're not a citizen, if you're not 18 years old, you are going to pester everyone you know to register and vote. Te doy permiso para molestar a todos. Just bother everyone. Run them down. Make them hide when they see you coming, because you are going to give them a voter registration form. You need to find out about all these candidates that are running. People know that you are a leader. They're bound to ask you questions. NEA has a website. It's nonpartisan. It's got every candidate that's running up there. You can go to strongpublicschools.org. Strongpublicschools.org, because it was invented and paid for by the teachers and support staff at the NEA. You can see videos of their positions on things like immigration. You can find out about affordable college. Where were they? Where are they on health care? Go up to that website, put it on your Facebook page, send it out to everybody you know. Study it. It's your homework. You have a circle of influence. People are going to make decisions, and they'll be influenced by your opinion. They'll be influenced by the information that you give them. And it's already been said by almost everybody that got to this podium. It's important that you and your family are counted. We know that you count, but not everybody wants you counted. There have been people who have had campaigns to try and scare folks in different communities, especially immigrant communities, to not fill out the census. It just says how many people live in your home, how many people we need to count. They count every single person in the USA every 10 years. Citizens, non-citizens, it's all confidential. And depending on how many people they count in your community, in your state, you may get another congressman, or you may not. You may get more government funding for education and health programs, or you may get less money. So we want to make sure no one is left uncounted. So when the census form comes in the mail or the email or somebody knocks on your door, they're your friends. Answer the census. You have a responsibility to this democracy. For me, it's because we need a new president. You may still be forming your opinions. You are not in this room because someone pulled your name out of a hat. You did not win a lottery. Someone looked at you and something you did or something you said, and they went, this person is a leader. And they brought you into this powerful place. You accepted the invitation to be here. Leaders like you are going to be called on in 1,000 ways before Election Day. Accept that invitation. This is big. It's bigger than one race. It's bigger than one candidate. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. It's everything that we want our country to be. It's what we're supposed to be. If you believe that, it will give you courage. Believing in something bigger than yourself gives you courage, and courage changes everything. It's going to take all of our courage to win something better for this country in this election. Make this fight personal. Think of tu abuelo, prima. Think of tu amiga, tu maestro. Put someone you love right here in front of you every day. For me, I put my little granddaughter, mi nieta, Lily Jo. What a nice name. She is so in the will. I put my little baby girl in front of me every day when I go out to work and to organize and to do something I think is important in making an impact in election 2020. And I tell her every day, you are worth whatever it takes to use my influence so that we have the country we're supposed to have. We are what courage looks like. We are what America looks like. We must be what democracy looks like. It is my daily prayer that we will be worthy of what we love, that we will stand up, especially for those who still can't stand up for themselves. Ya es tiempo para la justicia. para la democracia, para el valor. Y por eso, ya es nuestro tiempo. It's time for justice. It's time for democracy. It's time for courage. It is our time. And I don't trust anyone the way I trust the youth of today, the people in this room, to help America become what we are supposed to be. Mil gracias, mis hermanos y hermanas. Gracias de mi corazón.